We often say here on the show, don't we, that a lot of people in fact ask me, why do we cover certain stories? What do we look into? Well, over here on this particular show, we genuinely like to look into the background of those lurid headlines that basically say one thing, but if you dig and scratch a little bit deeper, you can actually find out the truth. Of course, most of these international newspapers and websites are doing it for a simple reason. They want you and I, the reader, the viewer, whatever you want to call it, to take on board and look exactly about what they're saying, their stories. Over here, right, in the United Kingdom, there was a big breaking story all about how Prince Harry and Prince Charles had had some meaningful conversations regarding his return back here for the King's coronation on May the 6th, a matter of weeks away now. And when you consider the fact that, he crossed the line, we're talking Prince Harry here, in his disregard to Camilla, the Queen Consort, or simply now the Queen, with regards to Prince Charles, you can understand how this headline was rather shocking. So as ever, we did some digging to bring you the definitive version. So as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. And as ever, nice to have your company today. Hope you're all keeping well. What I find fascinating about, as I say, these headlines, particularly regarding Prince Harry, is, people don't really necessarily do much checking. I mean, the bottom line is, as we've now seen, Meghan Markle's disappeared into thin air, all the while waiting her time to make a return, a little bit like Norman Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. But of course, it's the sort of breakdown of relationship between the king and his youngest son, Prince Harry. I mean, where is it at? Well, what we can tell you is this, that yes, there were certain conversations between the king and Harry, but not directly, and here's simply the reason why. When you look at that particular headline of them basically saying, well, Harry just wanted to clear the air ahead of his return back here to the United Kingdom. Yes, as I say, there were conversations between the King's office, but certainly King Charles, no matter what the situation is, would not really dare to risk the opportunity of a one-to-one conversation back to California with his youngest son without wonderful assurances that this particular conversation simply couldn't be leaked or indeed put out on a website as a recording. You just could not really risk it. So again, the bottom line is, when you contact the palace courtiers, they said, yes, there's been communication between the two. Nothing at all like reported in the media about, certain breakdowns and Harry agreeing to all sorts of things now, simply just to return. It was a simple fact of, are you coming? Can you confirm? That sort of stuff. That was relayed back to the King's office, who naturally was delighted that his darling boy's son was going to be returning, if not the majority over here of the British public. Now, moving forward, is this going to be a chance to, patch things up and move forward? Well, according to sources, not in the flying visit that Harry has organised already. And what's interesting also is people were speculating, did, of course, Charles have any period of time with him when Harry was back here for the High Court judgment? No. So whatever the headlines are, as ever, it's always good to clear that up with you. It was simply communications between Harry's team and the communications centre of King Charles. There was certainly no deep and meaningful conversations, sad though it is. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.